I love my GoPro. Love it. I even have the 4. I even have the 3. But let's face it now, these cameras aren't cheap. When I got the 4, I think I spent $500 to get this. I don't even remember what I spent for the Hero 3, but it was probably about the same price. And this one, $400. So it's safe to say the only thing I don't like about GoPro is the price. So let's be honest, you're paying for a good quality camera here. So I went online and decided to check out one of the cheaper options. Maybe not the cheapest option. So I went in search of an action camera that was about $50 and had 4K video. And this is what I came up with. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Vmotal Sport Camera 4K Ultra HD. Let's take a look at the specs on the back, and it says that it's a 16 megapixel sports camera with a Sony BSI sensor. It's got a 2-inch LCD on the back, shoots in 140 degrees, is water resistant up to 5 feet. It has Wi-Fi. You use a micro SD card to store your videos, and has a battery of 800 mAh. That's not a lot. It also has a micro USB and HDMI port. So like I said before, I wanted a camera that shoots in 4K, and this says that it shoots in 4K up to 30 frames per second. That's basically saying 30 pictures in 1 second to form a video. Then it says here that it shoots in 2.7K in 30 frames per second. And then you have here your regular 1080. Then you have here your regular HD video in 1080p at 60 frames per second, and 720p, which isn't that great, at 120 frames per second. I think we should open up this puppy and see what we got. Oh well, time to dig in. This box makes a lot of noise. Vmotal 4K Ultra HD. Looks like it comes with a lot of GoPro-like mounts. Camera underwater. Nothing much here on the side. And here on the back, take a look at these specs that I just read off to you. Alright, let's see what we got. Under here you got some manuals. Letter of thanks. User manual. Okay. This looks like a helmet mount. One of those vented helmets. Slides through the slots right here. Then you can mount your GoPro-like camera. This is a little tough to remove. Alright. Looks like your typical GoPro buckle. USB to micro USB cable. Some 3M sticky things. A little arm and a thumb screw. Another mini arm and a thumb screw. Mini arm and a thumb screw. Looks like a bicycle mount, or a way to mount the camera onto some type of tube. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe a battery cover? And then the camera itself. Feels to be made of a thick plastic. You got one button here, 2 buttons on the top. I guess this here is the battery. Oh, I guess the other thing is another cover for the battery. I'm sorry. Another cover for this port here. Looks like your SD card goes there, and there's your micro USB and micro HDMI port. I mean, you get what you pay for. This is kind of a cheap looking lens cover. Just kind of screwed on there. It says sports on the front, 4K Ultra HD. Is this where the battery goes? Oh, it's a speaker. That's what you get for reading the directions, folks. There isn't a removable battery on this camera. It's all internal, so whatever charge you get on this puppy, that's what you're gonna be stuck with. No case. I kind of don't have a lot of faith in this being waterproof, but I suppose I should test it out. Here on the bottom you have your quarter 20 mount. I believe that's what this goes to. I don't have a lot of confidence in this so far, but we'll see what happens. The directions said that it takes an SD card up to 74 gigabytes and has to be at least class 10. Well, I don't have any cards that are any lower than U3, so we're good there. Let's go ahead and put the SD card in here. Now this has got this little rubber gasket on the outside of this cover, but it's kind of cheap looking. I don't really think that that's going to stop the water from coming in, but we'll see. Let's see if there's any juice in this battery. Looks like power button, settings, and Wi-Fi. Let's see. I don't think it's got any charge to it, folks. See what happens when you plug it in. Looks like you put this little tab up and then this pops open. Oh. Oh. How fancy. Format. See how you can push the settings button, and it looks like you get yourself 8 megapixel photo. There's your 720p 90 frames per second. And this must be playback what's on the card. Settings, the touchscreen. We want 4K, there we go. Option to time lapse, loop recording, slow motion, photo resolution. Yep, let's go with 16. Timed auto drama shot. I'll have to see what that's about. Yes, format the card. We're recording. Well, the box didn't say anything about there being any stabilization, but it looks like there might be a little bit. Well, here it is. A test of the Vmotal sports camera, 4K Ultra HD. How does it look? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's just take a short walk. So you can see I have a little bit of a limp, so we'll be able to test the stabilization. And back at me. It's supposed to be cold today, but actually it's pretty nice. Alright, let's hop inside and see what it looked like. So after that little preview of what this camera looks like when you're walking, there's just a couple of things that I want to touch on. Speaking of touch, the back, it's not a touch screen. And the video quality of this thing isn't actually that bad. Low light though, that's a whole different story, but we'll get there. And originally I said that I was looking for a 4K capable camera for around $50. I went back and double checked on the price, and this thing is actually $30. Next, typically when I download video off of a GoPro or another camera, I like to take the SD card out and download it directly to the computer that way. Well, that doesn't work with this camera. You have to plug this camera directly into the computer in order to download the videos. Very simply, you plug in the camera, your computer will recognize that a USB device has been plugged in, and then on the camera itself you're going to select USB mode. Then you'd be able to move the files over just the same way as if you had the SD card plugged directly into your computer. Now if you notice on the walk, or if you were paying attention to what I was saying, although I know the audio was pretty bad, I had to switch it back and forth between this camera and an external recorder. I have a significant limp when I walk. I'm working on it, so hopefully someday soon I'll be walking normal. But the stabilization, there isn't any on this camera. Originally I thought there might be some amount of image stabilization, but there isn't really. So just in case you were curious and wanted to know what it looked like compared to other GoPros, next I'll show you video of this side by side with the Hero 4 Black, which also does not have image stabilization in it, and the Hero 7 Black, which is like the king of stabilization in action cameras these days. I don't know if you can tell so far, but right now I have all of you set up in the car. This one is the Vmotal 4K Ultra HD sports camera. Right, you are the Hero 4 Plus, sorry, Hero 4 Black, and you're the Hero 7 Black. So you can see I have a little bit of a limp, so we'll be able to test the stabilization. And back at me. It's supposed to be cold today, but actually it's pretty nice. Alright, let's hop inside and see what it looked like. And we're back. So now you see from the video that this camera, it's not a GoPro, but for $30 it gives it a good run for its money. And as you can hear from the audio, it's pretty poor. It actually sounds like this thing is in a case, but it's not. So really quick, I'm going to show you a video of what this camera looks like in extremely low light situations. So right now you can see that in low light, it's pretty bad. But you know, that's pretty much par for the course when it comes to action cameras and low light. Cameras in general do really bad when it's really dark out, because in order to get a good picture or video during a nighttime or low light situations, you need a camera with a big sensor and the ability to let in a lot of light. I don't know what the size of this sensor is, but it's pretty small, and only so much light can get into this lens. Next, we'll look at this camera's abilities in a somewhat low light situation, as well as a quick audio test. So what I'm going to do right now is show you a quick, I guess, latency test of this Vmotal action camera, and show you what the audio is like on this. Right now I have the audio going directly into the camera that is taking a video of this. So yeah, let's take a look. Alright, so this is a low light / latency / sound test of the Vmotal sports action camera. What the audio quality looks like and sounds like on the camera. As you can see, what I'm saying does not match up with what you're able to see on the camera. Well, as you can see from that video, the audio is hit or miss, but it's never in sync with the video. After using this for a couple days, I have noticed that sometimes it's just a little bit off and sometimes it's really off. So a couple days have gone past since I've started using this camera. The video quality, I have to say, it's not too bad. The downside is the audio quality is terrible. But, you know, sometimes when you're out there taking videos of things, maybe you're not all too concerned with sound. Maybe. But anyway, the last test that I want to do is to claim that this camera is waterproof. So I have here the bucket of water. I've put the cover back on the side here. It is kind of, I mean, it looks like it's made out of some pretty thick plastic, you know, but it still feels cheap at the same time. I don't know, to me it looks like there are still some places in this camera where you might get water leaking into it, but I guess we'll see. So here we go. This might be the last time we see video coming out of this camera. Here goes nothing. Give it a minute. Moment of truth. Are you still working? Nope. The light's still blinking. And it looks like it's still recording. Would I recommend this camera for a beginner? Considering all the things that I've talked about in this video, I would say yes. But then again, you don't have to take my word for it. Play back the video and decide for yourself. Me personally, I have other options for recording sound, so I don't mind using this for video only. This is a great camera for the price. And if you're interested in buying it, there'll be links in the description of where you can purchase this on Amazon. Oh, I just wanted to add, all the video and audio were taken directly off of the camera. I did not do any editing to the video. I didn't adjust anything in any way. So you can see the raw video that comes out of this. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.